creating systems for your business is one thing, getting the team to actually use them, that's another challenge entirely. I'm Karie Kaufmann, and today I want to give you 3 tips for how to create systems for your business that actually stick. The first key to creating systems that are usable and that actually work within your business is to consider the learning style of the people who are going to be using them. What I mean by that is some people learn visually. There's other people who are auditory learners, and there's other people who are kinesthetic learners, meaning that they learn by hands-on experience. So the kind of role that you're creating systems for, does it tend to attract a certain type of person or personality or learning style? If so, then make your systems in a way that's going to be the most easily usable for them. So for example, let's say you got a team of kind of creative types. There's a good chance they're probably visual learners. So for people like that, the last thing you want to do is create systems that go in a binder and it's paragraphs, blocks of black and white text. It's just painful for those type of people. They're likely to resist the system rather than making it easy for them to follow. So if you've got visual learners, consider making your systems on video or using pictures. Or if it's going to be in text, make it easy to read. Use bullet points, make it aesthetically pleasing. The easier it is for people to use, the more likely they are to use it. If you maybe have auditory learners, having it in text is okay, or videos, but they probably will want a little chance to talk it through. That's how auditory learners actually process and lock in the learning. So they can always reference the system, the bullet points or the videos or however you choose to document it, but make sure you allow a little time in the training process to have a conversation. Let them ask you questions, let them think out loud, and that's how they'll process it. Kinesthetic learners, on the other hand, the experiential hands-on types, case studies and examples can work really well as role-playing or giving them an environment where they can practice on something without screwing stuff up. So if you can give them kind of an example or something that they can play with, it's okay if they make mistakes. That hands-on practicing will actually help them to lock in the system and make it usable. Here's a second tip for you. Test it out. The true test of a system is when you can give it to somebody who is not typically in that function, maybe even somebody outside of your company, and have them follow the system from beginning to end and see if they produce the desired result that the system was created to produce. The reason that's helpful is because when we create systems, we tend to make assumptions on things that they might already know, some base level of knowledge, or sometimes it's just that it's so second nature to us, we forget little details that are actually quite important. So if somebody that's outside of that role typically can come in, follow a system, and execute it well, that's how you know you've got a good system. The third key for getting systems that stick is to reinforce it. Constantly remind your team to use the systems that you've created. So for example, if you get a lot of team members coming and asking you questions, ask them to go reference the system first and encourage them that if they find something that's not in the system, to empower them to take responsibility to update the system so that it does answer all their questions. So here's a good question you can use to point them back to the system. Say, hey, that's a great question. Why don't you reference the system for that? And if you don't find the answer, come back to me, bring a couple ideas, a couple of solutions, and let me know. You and I will pick one together and we'll update the system accordingly. I know it seems like a waste of time. You could just be faster if you could just answer the question or just do it yourself. But the thing is, if you keep doing that, you'll have to do it forever. When you get a system that's properly documented and easy to use, you benefit in the long run. So it's a small investment of time up front to save you loads of time in the long run. Not only that, but this helps you to produce a systems-driven business, not a people-driven business. So in other words, people can come and go, yourself included, but the business still keeps running because the new people can come in, can follow the same system, and continue to produce the result. So today I've given you 3 tips on how to create systems that actually stick. Do me a favor, leave me a comment below and let me know what tip was most helpful for you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.